Show me an A player, and I show you a guy with no life. These are the words said by a friend of mine. Well, let's call him Matt, because that's his name. What he said has deeply struck me. So shocking, yet so true. Because in order to be the best, you have to dedicate so much time. And at the end of this road, there's nothing. I came to NYC in my senior year of high school, and that's when I started playing handball. Now, 5 years and 3,000 hours of playtime later, I came to this position as a C player. This video is some of my immature opinions of this most popular sport here in NYC. You see, there has been many times after I exhausted myself from another day of handball, I felt like it was a waste of time. I've met many elder handball players, those who've played handball their entire lives. They've spent tens of thousands of hours on this sport and ended up with nothing but body pains. And the saddest thing is, they're not even that good. Let's compare to another sport, tennis. For example, being the best tennis player in the world makes you a multimillionaire and brings you international fame. But being the best handball player in the world is winning a $2,000 final prize and a couple YouTube videos of you in 720 resolution. Like Matt said, there's no money to be made in handball. It's a sport you never get anything out of other than bragging rights on the handball courts. Don't get me wrong, I love handball. In my opinion, it's super fun, exciting, intoxicating, and addictive. In terms of variety, there's so many things you can do. In basketball, it's nothing more than dribbling, passing, and shooting. In tennis, it's nothing more than topspin, underspin, and serve. But in handball, there are so many different ways to take the basic shots. You can hit the ball when it's high, medium, or low. For basic shots, you can chicken wing, you can whip, you can Taiwan big swing, you can rookie body push. To score in handball, you can jam your opponents, you can kill it by hitting to the bottom of the wall, you can lob it over your opponent's head, you can shoot into open space. Heck, you can even pony by subtly withdrawing a hit. There are also different versions like 4-wall or 3-wall. The cut, the spin, the friction between the ball and the wall, the bounciness between a dead ball and a steam ball. It's so beautiful in terms of geometry, so fascinating in physics, so exquisite as a sport. But after almost 100 years of history, the sport never walked out into the world. There are no national standardized games, no 4K video live streamings, no commentators, no big organizations, no sponsors. Basically, it lacks an entire value chain. But why? If you chase the question to the root of it, you find that the reason why no one builds facilities or broadcasts the game or sponsors the players is ultimately because there are no consumers that will eventually pay for it. The handball players are cheap. If you compare the average income of tennis players to the average income of handball players, I bet you the former one will be a chunk higher. I think this has to do with the financial requirements to enter the sport. In handball, you only need a $1 ball. Actually, I take that back, because many people just steal the ball from me. In tennis, the balls, the courts are all decent expenditures. These expense ladders of each sport can go all the way up to golf or equestrian. You'll find that the more expensive the sport, the more wealthy the players. And wait, here's the kicker. The implied mannerism is also gradually higher. Let me be honest with you, I find the manner of most handball players are just plainly low. I'll say even lower than the basketball players. A stereotypical good handball player is someone who smokes weed, spends many hours a day in the park, and does nothing with their life. Their scope and vision is no further than $5, $10 money games, which involve with lots of cheating and arguments. Sad, I know. But it's not up to me or you to change. But eventually, living in a capital of handball in the world with courts and players everywhere, it's the most convenient option to waste my life on. There's nothing else to do here in NYC. I didn't choose handball. Handball chose me. As long as I'm still trapped here in this city, then I'll still be trapped in this game. So, I've said so much. What am I trying to convey? Nothing. After all, what do I know? I'm just a 22-year-old.